In today's lesson, I'm going to run over a couple of rhythm guitar aspects. This can apply to electric guitar and acoustic guitar as well. Rhythm guitar should always come before lead guitar. So you should really always focus on making your rhythm just as strong as your lead playing, if not even stronger. First of all, I'm going to do some chord shapes for you, just two nice easy ones that are really handy to get used to. You can write a full song with them. And second of all, I'm going to show you a right hand technique as well that I find really handy, especially for kind of like rock style heavy metal, or if you're on an acoustic as well, it sounds really good slowed down acoustically. Before we dive into the lesson, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing, and we'll keep you up to date with future lessons and content. Hit the bell icon to keep up to date with all of that and get notified. And also if you could like this video, that would be amazing as well. Any struggles at all, if you've got any questions about anything, just let me know in the comments below and I'll do whatever I can to help you. The chords that I want to teach you are just 2-note chords that use major thirds and minor third. So they're basically major and minor chords without the 5th note. If you don't understand how to construct chords yet, don't worry about that. If you do want to know a lot more and in depth how to construct chords, check out some of our courses. I'll put a link to that in the description. We've got loads of online courses that will help you understand all the theory, or if you're brand new to playing, we'll get you started and rocking in no time. The chord shapes that I want to show you, and it's more the shapes that you want to remember, not the frets particularly. They are pretty much like an inverted power chord. So this shape that you see a lot, you can write a full song with these and they work really nicely with them. So if I took that chord there, this power chord, and I think of it like a mirror image, and I move this first finger down one string, down another, this is basically a minor third chord, and it creates a cool minor sound. Now if I take that shape and play it anywhere else, so if I move it up a string or down a string, whichever way you want to think of it, move it here, here, here. It's the shape you want to memorize. I'll just give you a heads up on what I'm doing there. So if I take my 3rd finger and I put it on any string, I'll just demonstrate on the low E, put it on the 7th fret. What you want to do with your 1st finger is make sure it's 2 frets lower. So if my 3rd finger's on the 7th fret, my 1st finger wants to be on the 5th, and then also up a string, so on the A string. So you would have your 3rd finger on the 7th fret on the low E string, your 1st finger on the 5th fret on the A string. And you can do that shape anywhere. Like that. Now if I do this and I use my 2nd finger instead, and I'll demonstrate again on the 7th fret on the E string. I put it on the 7th fret on the E string. I take my 1st finger now and I just put it on the fret before that, so the 6th fret, but up a string, so on the A string. And for anyone who's not aware as well, by the way, that way on the guitar is classed as up, not down, and that way is classed as down, not up. And it's because it's related to pitch, not the way that you're actually moving. So I've got my 2nd finger on the 7th fret on the low E string, and then my 1st finger on the 6th fret of the A string. And this creates a major third chord. When you mix those minor thirds and major thirds together, they sound really nice, especially when you do them as like a riff. Play with those shapes in different places, and if you might hit some notes that don't work with each other, but you'll start finding places where these chords work really nicely with each other. So let's do some now. I'm going to purposely put like a bad placement in, and you'll hear that it's bad, but it doesn't matter because you're still playing about with those chords. hear that bad one then? But it doesn't matter, just keep playing with them. And you'll start finding places that work really nicely with each other. If you already know about your theory, then you may already know how these fit in with your scales and whatnot. So you may be okay and know where certain places work together. You can write a full song using those. They sound great on an acoustic as well. So you could like write a full acoustic song as well. You could open them up as well. As well, they sound really good on acoustic. You can try them on different strings too. The second technique that I wanted to show you, it's really good for riff writing, this one, is to give you something with the right hand to go along with them. And this will really tighten up your rhythm playing. I want to show you how to not think so much about going down up all the time with your picking. So I always think you can get a way better sound depending on what you're doing, purely down picking, and you can actually get fairly fast at it. You get a different sound out of it from going, so if I just went down with these chords now. Now, that's a different sound compared to down, up, down, up. It's not as accented when I go down, up. Completely different sounds. It's to kind of teach you how to just purely go down, but also palm mute at the same time and accent to get certain sounds that you want. So palm muting, really straightforward. This is your palm. Put it on the bridge of the guitar here and just budge it so that the palm is just slightly touching the strings, so it's slightly over like this. And you get that sound. Now if you go too far, it goes a bit tinny, so try not to go too far. You literally want the skin of your palm just hanging over. You want this sound, not this sound. So you want to go closer to the bridge and slightly over. Okay, and then I want you to start every now and then just lifting the palm up and striking down. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And every time we say 1, we'll go accented like that. So lift up, strike out like that, and then slam your palm back down, and you get this. And play with the positions of your chords as well that you've just learned. And you can get a really cool sound out of that as well. And then when you feel ready, speed it up a bit. You want to stay nice and loose with your wrist when you're doing it though. Don't let your arm come into it like that. Focus on being nice and loose with your wrist. Like that, you can get a cool sound. Do it on different strings, put the open note in as well on the low E. That's a really good technique to learn. You can write a full song with it, but more of an exercise again. Gets you used to these nice major and minor third shapes, and you'll start seeing them a lot as well in your playing if you're doing that, especially in your lead playing too, but believe it or not. But then you'll also start getting a really nice tight rhythm hand, which will be really good for writing songs, playing along to drums, etc., but also anything to do with rhythm does tighten up and help your lead playing. I hope that this lesson has helped you. If you struggle with anything, or you don't quite understand anything, just let me know in the comments below. I'll do everything that I can to help you. Once again, if you haven't already done so, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. Hit the bell icon to keep up to date with future lessons, and hit the like button on the video. That would also be amazing. I'll catch you in another lesson or another cover.